Pre-tax versus Roth. Which one should you actually choose? At enrollment, you probably had to pick between two options, traditional or Roth, and clicked one without really knowing what the difference was. That one click actually matters more than most people realize. Let's fix that. Quick note, this is education, not personalized tax advice. Everyone's situation is different, so talk to a tax professional about your specific numbers. Here's what we'll cover: what each option actually does, the one factor that should drive your decision, a couple of details almost nobody explains, and whether you even have to pick just one. Let's start with pre-tax, also called traditional. When you contribute pre-tax, that money comes out of your paycheck before income tax is calculated. That lowers your taxable income right now, which usually means a slightly bigger paycheck today than if you'd contributed the same amount as Roth. The money grows tax deferred, meaning no taxes while it's invested. But when you eventually withdraw it in retirement, it's taxed as ordinary income, both what you put in and everything it earned. Roth works the opposite way. You contribute money that's already been taxed, so there's no upfront tax break, and your paycheck today is a little smaller than the pre-tax version. But here's the trade. It grows completely tax-free, and when you take qualified withdrawals in retirement, you owe nothing. Not on what you contributed, and not on any of the growth. Tax now, tax-free later. So which one's better? It mostly comes down to one question. Do you expect to be in a higher or lower tax bracket when you retire than you are right now? If you think you'll be in a lower bracket later, say you're at the peak of your career now and expect a lower income in retirement, traditional often makes sense because you get the deduction now while your rate is high and pay tax later at a lower rate. If you think you'll be in the same bracket or higher later, which is common earlier in your career, or if you just think tax rates in general are headed up, Roth often makes more sense because you lock in today's rate instead of gambling on a higher one down the road. There's a second factor worth considering: how many years that money has to grow. The longer your time horizon, the more that Roth's tax-free growth compounds in your favor. Every dollar of growth over decades comes out completely untaxed. That's part of why Roth tends to get recommended more often for people earlier in their careers, though it's not a hard rule. Here's a detail that catches people off guard. Even if you elect Roth for your own contributions, your employer's matching contribution will most likely still be deposited as pre-tax money. Most plans handle it this way, although there have been some recent changes that could allow for Roth employer contributions. So if you're fully Roth, you'll actually end up with a mix of both tax treatments in your account without ever choosing that directly. That's normal, not a mistake. Another point regarding employer matching contributions is that the selection of pre-tax or Roth won't affect how much match you receive. Either way will be treated the same when figuring how much matching dollars you receive. Two more things worth knowing. First, if you've heard that Roth accounts have income limits and you make too much to qualify, that's true for a Roth IRA, but it's not true for a Roth 401k. Anyone can contribute to a Roth 401k through their workplace plan regardless of income, even high earners who'd be blocked from a Roth IRA. Second, as of 2024, Roth 401k accounts are no longer subject to required minimum distributions during your lifetime. That's a meaningful, fairly recent change that a lot of people still don't know about. One more thing, this usually isn't all or nothing. Most plans let you split your contributions between traditional and Roth however you want, 50/50ths, 70/30ths, whatever fits. If you're genuinely unsure which way your future tax rate is headed, splitting gives you some of each, which is its own reasonable strategy. It's called tax diversification, and it's a completely valid answer to, I don't know. So here's what to actually think through. What's my tax bracket likely to look like in retirement compared to today? How many years does this money have to grow? And am I comfortable committing to one, or would splitting it make more sense for me? Those three questions will get you most of the way to the right answer. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please consider subscribing. I'm answering the questions people don't ask in their enrollment meeting. Thank you for watching.